Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm seeing a few comments from people on some of the videos in which they see me catch dogfish and say that I'm keeping it for eating. People saying that they weren't aware that dogfish was a nice fish for the table. But of course it is, because I eat it. All joking aside, it is a very, very nice fish to eat. Nice firm flesh, white meat, no pin bones, just a central cartilage, nice texture, no strong fishy taste, and it's quite a success with my family. So I've also had requests from some people asking me to do a catch and cook on dogfish. Now naturally I would have loved to have done a video right from the start to the end, i.e. going to a beach, catching some dogfish, showing you guys how to skin them, showing you guys how I fillet them, and then finish the video off with the cooking part. So obviously I can't do that with us being in a national lockdown. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a link up to a video, the last session at Chesil before the lockdown, where I was lucky enough to catch some good sized dogfish. I've got two of them out of the freezer here already skinned for cooking tonight, and make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video, and I'll put the link up there if you haven't seen that video already. And the second thing I would have loved to have covered with you is how to skin the dogfish. Now you can do the skinning in one of two ways. There's one method which is a very easy method, whereby you can skin your dogfish at the venue itself and just bring home what you're seeing here, which is basically the flesh from the dogfish minus the skin. So because I can't go fishing and I can't do a video on the skinning, instead I'm going to put up two links to two different videos showing you two different ways of skinning dogfish. The first link that I'm going to put up now is a link whereby you can do it without the use of any pliers, by just having your knife with you when you're fishing at the actual venue. The second method is skinning the dogfish at home in your kitchen or in your back garden. And why would you do that? Because sometimes we're having such active sessions, the bites are constant, we're catching fish, we want to be rebaiting and recasting, we want to catch as many fish as we can in that short session. And if that session is over a night time and you end up finishing late, you may not feel up to skinning 4 or 5 dogfish on the beach and end up bringing them home instead. And the second video shows you how to use pliers and skin them at home. So that's enough talk. Let's get on with the filleting of these fish. To fillet the dogfish, we need to do it in two sections because the center spine has two different geometry to it. At the head end, right down to the anal cavity, they have, how do I explain it? 3-pointed star shape central cartilage, like the Mercedes-Benz badge. And past the anal cavity, it becomes more of a flat center spine, just like any other fish. So this part, from the anal cavity down to the tail, is much easier to fillet than the other half up to the head. So what I normally do is cut these just at the intersection of tail end from head end, and that makes my life much easier. So we'll keep the head ends to one side. Why do I always start with the tail ends? Because they're so satisfying and easy to do. So we put our knife to the fat end of this section, and we make sure we feel for the central cartilage with the knife, because we want to be as flat as possible with the knife and slightly facing down towards the cartilage, and slice through without actually cutting through the cartilage itself. So I'm happy that I've found the central cartilage. I'm rocking it back and forth to feel for it, and now I rest my hand on top to keep the flesh firm, and I can simply, making sure my fingers are out of the way, just run the knife all the way down, and there we have a fillet. Let me try and see if you can see it when I zoom in. That's the central cartilage just there, and as you can see, no bones going across whatsoever, so it's pure meat. So again, we gingerly maneuver our knife down to that central cartilage from the fat end, and just simply run the knife, holding it flat down against the cartilage all the way to the end, and there we have our 2 tail end fillets of nice white meat. Now the belly end of the dogfish is a little bit trickier, and that's because of what I said earlier, due to the shape of the cartilage here, which is a little bit triangular. So what I tend to do is cut down the back till I feel for that cartilage, like so, and then I simply work around that cartilage, follow the contour of it, and then as I clear it, start turning the knife vertically upwards so I don't waste any meat as it wraps itself round that area. So I'm going to try and separate this for you so you can see where that cartilage is. Hopefully you can see it there. There's a little bit of bloodline running down the center of that cartilage, so hopefully the camera is showing it. And having separated the meat from the cartilage in that area, I now need to go further in that way in order not to waste all this meat down this area here. So that's pretty easy to do. I just simply run that down. Like so. And get this one fillet off. Trim any unwanted bits off the end there, like so. And here we have a beautiful white fillet from the belly end. And then we simply do the same on the other side of the cartilage. So once we've freed the meat from the cartilage, can simply get the cartilage separated away from the flesh one end, as you can see there. And now I have an area where I can get my knife underneath, turn it upside down, hold the knife again flat against the cartilage, and just simply cut the cartilage away from the meat. And there we have our second one. And there we have it. 2 dogfish turned into 8 fillets. And now we're going to turn them to 16 fish fingers or goujons. Obviously the tail end, this part has more meat than the end part, so I'm going to cut them uneven or non-equal to get equal amounts of meat for everybody. So we're going to cut them somewhere here, and here we have turned the 4 tail ends into 8 goujons. And we're going to do, I think we're going to do more than 2 here. I think we're going to go something like this here. So here we have our fish fingers nicely cut. So what we have to do now is put them on a nice flat tray ready for seasoning. Some sea salt and some black pepper, general amounts, because you need to taste the salt on fish, is my personal opinion. And then a little bit of black pepper if you're that way inclined, as we are. And now I'm going to show you a nice trick, and that trick is how to dust in flour, dip in egg, and roll in breadcrumbs your fish pieces, all at the same time for the dusting with flour, in an easy, mess-free way. We put our flour in a bag, drop our pieces in, all of them. We close our bag nice and tight up here, spin it round so you've got a nice seal, and just simply shake them around in the bag. And that flours all your pieces at the same time. And now we just grab our pieces, shake the excess off, dip in egg, shake the excess off, and drop in our other bag, which is full of Panko breadcrumbs, my favorite breadcrumbs with fish. So we just repeat that process like so. Shake the excess off, drop in bag, roll, drop in bag, excess off. So I think there's one more after this piece. Have a rummage through your bag, make sure you haven't forgotten a piece in there. Believe it or not, it has happened to me in the past. Nothing left in here, and as you can see, we've done all the dusting, we don't have any mess. So that's our flour done with, and all our pieces are in our second bag full of Panko breadcrumbs. So I'm going to wash my hands quickly, and then I'm going to shake these around and get back to you. Right, that's our fish, nicely Panko breadcrumbs. So we take the pieces back out and we lay them on our tray ready for frying. Beautiful, huh? There we go, our fish is ready to fry. What you didn't see is me putting the new potatoes on. Obviously they're going to take the longest to cook, so we put those on first. So they've been on throughout the duration of the filleting and the dusting and the rolling, and by the time we do our baby sweet corn and sugar snap peas, flash fried with a little bit of sesame oil, salt and pepper, very quickly flash fried, and then just before serving onto the plate we drizzle some lemon juice on top from a fresh lemon. The fish doesn't take long at all. I normally fry them 2 minutes on each side on a relatively high heat, so you get a nice bit of crisp on your Panko breadcrumbs and you keep the fish nice and juicy inside. So I'm going to get on with the cooking and show you as we're going through it. Right guys, I'm going to carry on serving this. There's 4 of us eating. I hope you find the video useful. I hope it gave you an appetite for dogfish. All I've got to do now is go and devour it. all four of us. And to go with it, I've made myself salsa rosa. It's basically just mayo and ketchup mixed together. So we're going to put a couple of dollops of that on there. And go and devour it. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified on the future videos. Cheers guys.